Good morning, friends. So I want to do a recap on the Stitching Texas retreat that I just went to. My sister and I host retreats. I've never done a recap, but I want to on this one. This is the first retreat that I've gone to that I haven't hosted. So it was nice. It was nice to not have to worry about all of the ins and the outs of everything that goes on at a retreat, and making sure everything is going smoothly and all of the work that goes into it. So the first thing I want to do is say thank you to Tina, to Janetta, to each one that was on the committee. I know it takes a lot of work to put on a retreat. It's a lot of work. I don't know that people really realize how much work it is. It's a lot of work, and so thank you for the countless hours that you spend getting things together, doing things that nobody sees, that nobody knows about. I do them, so I know how much work it takes. So thank you. The next thing I want to do, I have notes over here, y'all. So if you see me looking down or looking kind of off, it's because my memory is not going to be kind to me. So first thing I want to do is give a shout out to the Stitch Niche. This was our sponsor and our local needlework shop. I say our, it's up there in Dallas area. So it's the local needlework shop in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And they were actually the sponsor this year. And so I just wanted to give them a big thank you. I know that one day, I think it was the first day, they done 15% off of everything that they had there that you could purchase or whatever. So kind ladies, they were all had a smile on their face. They were all super sweet. So I just want to say thank you to them. Sorry, my camera. Under the Sea Fabrics. So Leslie and Amy Jane were there, and they brought out fabric the first day. Of course, everybody runs to the fabric as soon as you're able to start shopping with the vendors. Everybody was over there. I mean, it was so crowded you couldn't even hardly look through, the little area, and everybody was crowded at the fabric, which I know that's where everybody said, go first. If you want fabric, go look at the fabric first. Well, it was overwhelming for me. So I just kindly walked away. Well, I'm assuming that because of last year, they made a decision this year to bring out a certain portion the first day, a certain portion the next day, and then I don't know if they brought any the last day, but I do know that they kind of portioned it out so that everybody was able to kind of look through it, and I thought that was super smart. They had not just fabric, but they had patterns. I'm sorry if I say a lot, because I'm new at this, and so y'all just be patient with me. They have a lot of patterns, and I am assuming that they have some that are exclusive to their shop. That's what I heard in another video. I'm not sure. I'm still super new at this. I said I was not going to cross stitch, and I fell down the rabbit hole. And I want to say I cross stitch. I do a little bit, but I like to make pretty things, and so I'm making scissor fobs and all the things. My sister and I, like I said, we host retreats, so I sell there in my shop. The next person I want to say was a vendor was Lucy Beam. Her and her husband, so it's Becky and Bill Nolan that have that shop. And they are, number one, they're the cutest couple ever. They're adorable. He is like a rock star at her booth. She's going and talking to everybody, talking about her patterns, and he's just sitting there with this huge beaming smile, and so helpful, so sweet. And he is just, you can see that he is her biggest fan and supporter, and he does fabulous with all those ladies crowding around him, asking him all questions. He's just smiling and doing everything that he's supposed to do because he works for her, I'm assuming. So I've seen on Instagram, I see that, he drives her. Not too long ago, he was very proud of himself for buying a new set of tires for their car because they were on their way to, I think it was market in Tennessee. So anyways, Becky did provide the exclusive retreat pattern. I think you were supposed to print it off. I've not had a chance to do that still, but she provided the exclusive retreat pattern. And one thing that I did not get, that I was so sad that I didn't, is she had these gorgeous strawberries and the pinks, the neutral tones. They were all gone before I got there. So there was like a deep, like a burgundy, a plum burgundy kind of color. Was definitely too dark for my colors that I do. But I would like to get one of those pink strawberries because they are absolutely gorgeous. I can tell, I've read in her Instagram, I can tell she was a designer because as I love her style, I love the touch, the extra little things. Like, I really appreciate that kind of thing. Okay, Rovaris, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I know they're from Italy, and they were the cutest. I don't know if they're sisters or what, but they were the cutest people. So sweet. So they done some beautiful things, and I had a friend of mine tell me, Tammy, keep money because you're going to want to spend money there. And I wish I would have had more money. I had a budget. So I wish I would have had more money because they had some beautiful things there. I did get one thing. They had some this wooden spools with the linen. I don't stitch on linen. Shout out to all of you fabulous stitchers that can, because that's not me. I've decided I can do ABCs, but 1, 2, 3s are super hard. I don't know why counting's so hard, but it is. I regress. So their whole booth was filled with the kits they had. There were several. They had a bee-themed retreat exclusive that was exclusive to this area or this retreat. I think they had one, I want to say it was Branson. I wanted so bad. It was the tomato, and I don't know enough stitchers to have shouted out and said, I need somebody to grab me one of those and I'll send you the money. But I was so sad because I'm a tomato stitcher. I love all things tomatoes. So the bee themed one was absolutely adorable. It's just not something I collect, so I didn't want to purchase it just to get it, right? Like, I think that if we're not careful, it's let me not speak for everybody, but me, I want it just because everybody else is getting it. And so I just have to, I have made a conscious decision just to be very mindful of the patterns that I get and the things that I love. So at this moment, it's tomatoes. It's tomato everything. I have a few, I love tomatoes and hearts. That's what I'm going to stitch, is tomatoes and hearts. It's the funniest thing. I don't know why. It just is, it has me. Okay. So anyways, they also had needle books. They had some tools that are like exclusive to Italy, like it looks like blown glass, and their beads. Like, it was just fabulous. Their designs were adorable. So next year, if I get in, I will make sure that I budget accordingly, right? Like, so then the bag lady was another vendor. That is Debbie. She was actually on the committee, and she is like the social butterfly. She is going around talking to everybody, making sure everybody was comfortable. Everybody had what they needed. You know, she literally is the social butterfly. I'm not sure if that's why they have her on there. Her and Dowley. I think Dowley and Debbie were I just seen them everywhere, right? Talking to all the groups, all the tables, like they were just all over the place. So they were both fabulous. So Debbie does bags. I have one of her bags. I'll point it out when I get to what I purchased and what we got in our retreat bag, our giveaway, our, what would you call them? A swag. So I'll show you what I got from Debbie, and mine was a custom order because that's how I am. I don't know. Market 327. I've already mentioned Dowley, so that is Dowley and Anna. Anna is another one that's on the committee. Anna and Dowley, they do fabulous. So Anna was she was behind the scenes making sure things were being done. She helped out a lot with like the raffle callings and just making sure, like I seen her just kind of making sure everything was going as planned. She was helping Janetta and Tina both out when they weren't available. Now, something I did get from her shop was she had wool blend felt. And so she had, I mean, so many colors. I don't even know how many colors were there, but she had such a good selection. So I got some of that. She also had pokey tools, froggers. I don't know what you call them. That I call them froggers at my shop. And she had zipper pulls, charms. She had some of her Scentsies, what do you call them? Freshies, I think is what they're called. They're for your car, like they hang up and smell good. And then what else did she have? I can't remember. There was somebody that done a reel, and they done fabulous going through and just videoing what everybody did have. Okay, then Texas Tattered Treasures was Connie. This is the first time I had met her, and she's the one, I think it was last year, my sister and several of them got bluebonnet scissors. I was in love with those. I collect scissors. I love scissors. I thought I had a problem until I seen a couple of the other girls post their pictures of their scissor collection. I don't have a problem. I have a collection. That's it. She had those bluebonnet scissors last year, and I was just Google-eyed over them. And she told me she may have a couple of pairs, so she was going to look back when she went home. But Connie, I think, had posted yesterday. Today's Thursday, so that was Wednesday, that she has made the decision she's going to be closing Texas Tattered Treasures. And so I know that there's a lot of people that are going to miss her because she had some really pretty designs. She's the one that done the scissors and the exclusive fobs for the retreat. They were pre-orders. So I think you had to go on when they posted it. You went on, you purchased them then, and then you picked them up at the retreat. She had them labeled. She done very good organizing that. Had everybody's labeled so that they could just stop by and pick them up and then pick out a scissor fob to go with them. And so she had some of the most adorable wax critters. I don't know what she calls them, but there was a Frenchie dog. They were the little ones. Oh my word, absolutely adorable. And then some that I seen that I just fell in love with of the large ones was she had a large hedgehog. So adorable. So she's going to be closing, and I know there's going to be a lot that are going to miss her. This is my first time of meeting her. She was very kind. She came over after everything was settled down in the local makers on, I believe it was Saturday evening. And she just encouraged me because this was my first time to have my shop there as a local maker. And she was just very kind and encouraging, said some very sweet things. And so I just want to give her a shout out. And I hope that as she moves forward in her decision to retire, I pray that she finds peace and blessings, and she's able to go to the retreats and stitch and not just be a maker or, you know, be a vendor, but actually be able to go and just relax and rest and embrace all the moments, because, you know, it's the little things that that we learn to appreciate the older we get. That's where I'm learning. And then Kenneth Roberts. I'm not sure that I've seen his booth. If I did, I may have went by it. So I don't even know what he had, or I don't know if he was there. If so, I'm not aware of what it was. There was one booth, and I didn't get the name of it, so it may have been that booth, but there was a lady there that was making custom fobs. What do you call them? Like specialty thread cutters, and you could choose your glass beads, and she would make them there. That may have been that booth, but if I'm not correct. Y'all please correct me down in the comments. And then she had some bags that, I mean, they were gone within, I want to say 2 hours the first day. They were little clutches, absolutely adorable. And she said she would have made more if she would have known they were going to go the way they did. But I'm telling you, those ladies were snagging them. I think there was one left when I got there. And I think I went maybe about right at probably an hour and a half, 2 hours after the vendors started opening to sell. So, I mean, they were gone. So, kudos to her. That was definitely one of those hot things that you just don't know as a maker what's going to go and what's not. I mean, so it's super fun to see, right? Like, you know, when I make things, there's things that I'm like, oh, these are for sure going to sell. And they don't sell that well. And then there's others that I'm absolutely shocked that people love them the way they do. Okay, then the local nonprofit charity that they were raising money for was the Texas Rustlers Fat Cats, I think is the name of it. And it was a charity that Tina was doing several things for. I know that if you donated, you would receive one night free of your room for next year. So there were several different promotions that she was doing. I think at one time there was a Halo Bolt. And so it was super fun, right? Like, and there were quite a few people that bought and supported that nonprofit organization. And I think she said her goal was $1,000 at the beginning, and everybody superseded that goal. So I know that was super excited. She said that by the time it was all said and done, an incubator, there was enough money to have been raised to purchase an incubator. She didn't know if that's what they were going to do with it or not, but how exciting is that? Especially when you have a passion for something, when you know that you've put your heart into it and it's successful, it's super exciting. So shout out to everybody that bought tickets and that supported that, whether it was just through Tina personally or through the organization. Shout out to you and thank you for all that was donated. Okay, these were the next list of people. I'm just going to kind of run through here because they donated in some way. I think there were some people that done early bird special and they got extra things in their swag bags that everybody else didn't, and I think that's perfect. But there's some of these people that I didn't receive these things in my swag bag. So I'm assuming that they were donated to the ones that done the early bird special. And to that being said, the early bird special is people that I believe are the first however many that help put money down toward the deposit for the next year. Because when you book an event, you have to have a deposit amount. Different retreat venues, different vendors, like it's different amounts. That's what we've learned in doing the retreats that we do. So I think that the ones that are early birds are the ones that they're the first ones to pay for their retreat in full so that money can be put down. So those, I'll just list the companies that are here. Thread and Milk Design, 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers, Autumn Lane Stitchery, Gentle Arts, Lila's Studio, Dirty Annie's. Oh, I don't know how to say this. It's Soedidee. I'm sorry. Screen Door Needleworks. And I want to say they done a Deep in the Heart of Texas pattern that was in everybody's swag bag. And if you went and took a picture and posted it on Instagram, they were giving away 10 free charts to whoever they drew. I don't know if it was in a random drawing or how they done that. But I was actually one of the ones that won one of the free charts. And it was, it was so exciting. So that being said, they done some Deep in the Heart project bags. And yesterday or the day before on Instagram, she posted that she had a few more listed. So if you were wanting one of those project bags for deep in the heart of Texas. Y'all go check them out on Instagram, and it is Screen Door Needleworks on Instagram. Also, she had floss packs that you could purchase from them. All the flosses were there. And I know you could get them in their shop as well. I don't know if they're sold out or not, but I just wanted to kind of mention that because that was one of our retreat exclusive patterns. So thank you, Jennifer, for that pattern. It is adorable. I love it. I can't wait to stitch it. Okay, That's So Kelly, Queenstown Sampler, The Tiny Modernist, Hobby House Needleworks, Homestead Needleworks, Fox and Rabbit Designs, Starlight Stitching Co., Mickey's Crafty Bags, Julia's, I don't know how to say that, Bouderie, Brodei. I'm sorry. Apologies. Fat Quarter Shop, Fancy Stitches, Twin Peak Primitive, Silks for You, Carolina Stitcher, and the Needle Hub. The Twisted Stitcher, Primitive Hair, Thread Gatherer, Annie Belcher, Clay by Kim. Oh, and you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, some of these may have actually been in the raffle. That's probably where a lot of these were, because I actually remember a lot of these names being called out in the raffles. So, my apologies. So yeah, they were probably raffle items that were donated by a lot of those companies. So I know, like, I remember specific ones like Fox and Rabbit Designs. Like, there were several of those. So I'm pretty sure those were raffle item donors. Okay, so then the local makers were Dootsy Boo Designs. And I know last minute something happened and she was not able to be there. And I just want to say we missed you. I'm sorry you were not able to be there, especially last minute. I'm sure you were prepping, you had your stuff ready. And I'm sorry you were not able to come for whatever reason that is. I hope that things are better, they're working out, and that you're able to come next year. Leopard and Lace Boutique, that's my shop. Nessa's Needle Minders, Needle and Bone, handcrafted by Tom Vincent. I know Peggy kind of set off and she was selling things that he made. He made little boxes and displays for you to be able to put your cross stitches on. There were boxes made out of yardsticks, super cute stuff. And Peggy was over there with a smile on her face, and she was selling those. Missy Lynn Co., she makes project bags and minder. What did they call them? Folders. I'm sorry, y'all. So she made folders, project bags, and they were full sets. They were absolutely stunning. And there was one specific set the girls were losing their mind over. Of course, everybody wants the exact same set. It was so funny. And then Cindy Settles. So I know that Nessa's Needle Minders, she sold needle minders primarily. She had some laying tools, some counting pins. Needle and Bones does project bags. And so I'm trying to remember. Cindy's, I think, was the one that had the cups, the lip gloss pouches. Primarily, I think it was custom ordered cups that were from, like, if you purchased them through the retreat, you were able to come pick one out. And then she sold coffee mugs. I think there was 20-ounce tumblers. If I'm wrong, y'all correct me. I'm sorry. There was so much going on, and I'm trying to keep up with my shop and pay attention. And when you're new, like, I do retreats, but when you're new, you're just trying to take it all in, and you're unfamiliar with what's going on, so you're trying to remember everything. And then I just want to kind of mention before I go off into what I got, I do want to say that Stitchin' Big Things with Hallie, she done a YouTube video It was floss tube number 91, the Hot Mess Express. She gives a lot of information in hers. And if there is somebody that had a video that I've not seen yet, y'all feel free to drop it in the description down there. That's not going to offend me any at all, because I like giving shout outs and giving recognition to different people. Okay, that being said, I'm going to show you what we got in our retreat swag bag as we entered. So if you've not seen my reel on Instagram, when we came in, everybody started like lining up. So as I walked in, I pulled to the back of the retreat center, of course, because why would my GPS take me to the front like it should, right? So I park, and I'm thinking, this isn't enough parking. Like, this is kind of weird. So I find a parking spot that was fairly close, and I was super excited. I was like, ooh, you hit the jackpot. You know, somebody must have just left. Duh. Okay, dumb. So I don't really get anything but my purse, because I'm unfamiliar. So I didn't want to just like walk in awkwardly and, you know, look weird carrying a bunch of stuff. So I was rooming with a couple of my other friends. And so I just grabbed my purse and I went to the door. I could see everybody sitting in there, but the doors were locked. I tried to open it. It's locked. And so I feel like a complete idiot. I'm like, oh, great way to walk in here, nobody even knowing you. And I was a little bit self-conscious because of my black eye. It looks better. I passed out in the bathroom and got a black eye like a week before the retreat. So I was a little self-conscious about even going in there. And so then I was just like, oh my word, Tammy, you've got to be joking me. Like, how embarrassing. So then my friend Debbie sees that it's me and she's like, hey. So she opens the door for me and I was like, oh, thank you, Lord, for Debbie. So she gives me a big hug and she's like, Kim is over there, because she knew I was looking for Kim, right? Like, safe people. I need to know somebody. So Kim and Tanya were kind of sitting there talking with some local stitchers. I think it was from EGA, their EGA group. And so there's a stab and gap group they go to, and then the local EGA. And I wasn't familiar with some of them. So I'm fairly certain it was EGA folks. And they were super sweet. Got to meet some of them. And then as I'm standing there, there's several people that kind of start coming over to me that are at the Stab and Gab. It's a local stitchy group of girls that get together. I live about 5.5 hours away. And so about every 3 months, I try to drop in. Sometimes I drop in and it's a surprise. Other times I let them know that I'm coming. But there were several people that I knew. So that was super exciting, because different people were coming up saying hi. And that, you know, when you're a first time attendee, it feels so good when you're like not walking into this crowd of strangers. And that being said, I want to say, like, that lobby was huge. I was not expecting a lobby that big. And so it was full of very ambitious stitchers. And so what I will say is they were like, hey, get your stuff and get it in line. Well, I just had my purse, and so I wasn't going to do that. My friends that I was sitting with, they had already put their stuff in line. I was fine. I was like, well, we're good. So that being said, when you got there, a lot of stitchers were saying, go put your stuff in line. So I look off to my right, and there is a huge line of everybody's bags, their project bags, their retreat bags, carts, different things like that, wagons. Some of them had wagons. And so it was I don't know, I would say probably like, oh, I'm terrible, maybe like 30, 40 feet from where I was, of lines that were already there. And then you turned a corner and you look down it, there's another long row, and then there was the check-in table. So the way they had it set up was there was a check-in table at the front, and then just a little bit further behind that, there was another place where you got your swag, and Janetta was giving your swag. And then off to the left, Anna was there, and she was giving, I don't remember what Anna was doing. Anna was there smiling. I remember that, a big, huge smile on her face. So Anna was doing something, though. I just can't remember what. So of course, you know, like when you're walking in, I was trying to record a reel. I'm walking in, people all around. And then I looked down the hallway and there were all the vendors. I didn't realize, I'm so blonde. Well, I'm not blonde anymore, but like I didn't realize the vendors were already going to be set up when we came through there. And so that was super exciting to see everybody. Of course, the first people I see is Roveris and then Lucy Beam. And her husband is just like smiling and so fun. And then on the other side of them was Stitch Niche. And so as we passed Stitch Niche on the left, you walk into big double doors, and then there was tables all along. People were choosing their tables. It was a very large retreat center. I was shocked it was as big as it was. So it comfortably fit 100+ people. I don't know how many were at this retreat. I didn't ask. I'm not on the committee, so I don't have that kind of information. I would say probably about 125-ish, give or take. And so when you sat down at your table, we were able to look over. They had a setup spot where a little podium was. They had speakers. And so everybody would get up and they would talk. We got a welcome probably a couple of hours after we got there. Tina got up. She done a welcome and done a great job. So overall, I will say, number one, I did not expect to stitch because I'm a talker. I tried to start the project that I took to start at this retreat. I started it 4 times. I had to rip it out. It's not a hard pattern, but I cannot count and talk. Kudos to all of you retreaters that sit there with those very fancy patterns, and you can sit there and carry on a full-on conversation and count and not mess up. Like, shout out to you. Like, I am so impressed. I took this pattern. Let me see if I can, sorry. So I took this pattern thinking it was going to be easy. I'm nervous to start it because I'm a new enough stitcher that I don't do fabulous. And I'm super nervous. I don't know why I'm as nervous as I am, because I have to rip out and I don't want to rip out. So after 4 attempts of stitching and frogging, I put it away. I got out a little bitty heart sampler, and I did make up my mind. I had silks that I wanted to start with that. So I started something new. I've never stitched with silks, and I'm going to tell you, I absolutely love it. It's a very small heart sampler. I'm not very far on it. I think I have the H. That's it. That's all I did the entire weekend. But I'm okay with that because I got the opportunity to meet new stitchy friends. I got the opportunity to meet vendors. I got the opportunity to meet people that I hear mentioned all the time in the cross stitch community. And so just to sit and visit with them or stand, I stood a lot and visited with them. I don't want to take that for granted because it is the little things in life that I think, I'm not going to say everybody, but that I can easily take for granted, right? Like those relationships that we make. So I got the opportunity to talk to so many new people. And for those of you that sat and visited with me, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the time that you invested in me, the conversations we had. I really left there so full, right? Like I had joy of conversations, people that I met, people that I knew, that God placed us together. And so thank you. It was an honor to meet you, and I look forward to our stitchy relationship, our stitchy friendship, whatever you want to call it. So thank you. Okay, let me get on to what we got in our swag bag. Okay. First things first, I just want to say, I'm not really sure who took the time to do some of this, but I'm an all over crafter, right? I do everything. I scrapbook. I'm a planner girl. I do polymer clay. I do memory keeping. I do all kinds of things. So overall, I am a crafter. The time that went into doing these for each and every person, it takes time. So for those of you that don't have a Cricut, you may not appreciate this, but this has to be glued. Each one of those webs have to be glued. And as soon as I seen this, I was like, I don't know who did this, but they invested time. So to whoever done this, first of all, if you done it, I would love for you to drop it down in the comment below so that I can say thank you personally, because this was a labor of love. And for those of you that don't know, it's a lot of work. So thank you. The other thing is, these were our retreat exclusive minders. Do you see this? First of all, these containers were cut out. Stickers were cut out and then placed on here. It takes a lot of work. You have to score each one of these folds and then fold them. Great. Drop my minder. Okay, the next thing I want to say is this minder is absolutely adorable. Y'all look. I know there's going to be a glare. I apologize. This was the retreat exclusive minder, and I absolutely love it. So great job on that. I seen some of the ladies wearing them on their name badge, and I was like, I wonder where they got those, because I didn't open my stuff up while I was there. I was so overstimulated. I have a little bit of ADHD. So I was so overstimulated, all the new things, trying to take it all in, trying to talk to everybody, that I just literally put the bag down in my cart. Okay, the next thing I want to say that we got are Stitchy Hugs. There was a QR code. I haven't scanned the QR code yet, so I'm assuming that's going to take you straight to her website. If not, my apologies. These are called Stitchy Hugs, and they're by Sarcy Girl. And so they're adorable, and they are floss cards. Oh, my word. I think that's what they're called. I use bobbins. But I'm excited to have these because I love trying new things out. And I love pretty charms on my floss. So those are super fun. The next thing we received is Hobby House Needleworks sent us this card. And it gives a little bit of information about them, where they're located, and then some more information on the back. So I'm not going to go into details of all that, but they gave us these nice leather measuring tapes. So nice. So thank you. I just want to give you a shout out and say this is something that we use. And so I appreciate it. I appreciate the kind donation. So there was a lot of people that were excited to get those. The next person was, let me look. I'm sorry. Oh my word, y'all are gonna die when you see who it is. Fat Quarter Shop. I don't know why I couldn't remember their name. Okay, we got a plastic zipper bag that had, I think there was 4 things. Yeah, 4 things for each attendee. The first thing we got was a cross stitch journal, and it's the It's So Emma stitchery set. And so each person got one of these, and then on top of that, we got the quilting journal. Now, I want to say these retail for $14.95, and so that in and of itself would have been super exciting. Then they give us a magnetic needle case. Get to the point. How fun is that? So it's a magnetic needle case, and so I was excited to receive that as well. And then the last thing that we got was, it's a leather luggage tag. And so you can go in and put your information on here. So thank you, Fat Quarter Shop, for that kind donation. The next thing that is in our bag was, it was the sales manager of the Needle Hub. Okay, I know what these are now. These were, they're floss drops. And I want some. I've not gotten any. I've not received any from anybody, but I remember seeing these in the giveaway, and they have some really neat designs. So his was the needle hub. That's where he's from. Cosmo Stitches, there's one of their cards in here. And I'm not familiar with Cosmo Stitches. I'm sorry, I'm new. And so I'm still learning everybody and everything. So my apologies. But they were one of our sponsors. The next person was Julia's whatever. I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. Boderi, I don't know. Anyways, we got a coupon or discount code on the back of this card. So thank you, and my apologies to you for not being able to pronounce the name of your business. I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me. The next thing that everybody received, and I think if I heard everybody correct, everybody received different charts. So this is Twin Peak Primitives. I received the May chart. Okay. And it's a super fun kind of sampler-ish kind of style. The next one is Annie B's folk art, Time to Bloom. I think everybody got this one, if I'm not mistaken. Or I've seen several people that took pictures of that one specifically. Tiny Modernist gave Mermaid Garden. Super cute, y'all. I love so many of her patterns. I just love her style. Okay, Screen Door Needleworks. And I already mentioned this because I was just so excited. It's deep in the heart of Texas. I'm a Texas gal, so how could I not be super excited about this? And when I went over, they had like a little table that had her patterns, like displayed her model stitches up. Super cute. And so I was reading, and there was like a little card there that said, if you take a picture and you post this on Instagram, then your name will be entered into a drawing, and 10 people will receive a free chart. And so I went and took a picture, and I was like, oh, that's a cute picture. Posted it. And then a friend of mine like one-upped me, you know who you are, and went and took them with the roses, the pattern with the roses, and posted it. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I can't believe her. So I was sitting there talking to one of the owners, and I was telling her, I said, I don't know why I didn't take one with the yellow rose of Texas. That was a really good idea. And she's like, you should go over there. I'll take a picture of you. So she went and took a picture of me with the yellow rose. So I had to post another picture. So I was one of the ones that won a free chart. This is the free chart I won, which I had my eye on. I was actually going to purchase it, so I have to purchase something else. So I actually got 2 patterns from them, both Texas themed, and I'm a Texas girl, so I was super excited. Okay, the next 2 things that we got were this bag. It was the swag bag. It was a Dirty Annie's swag bag. That's what our stuff was in. And then she also had a pattern in there. Grab your balls. It's canning season, and it's a ball jar. How cute is that? I'm sorry, my camera just, if you can't see my face. Yeah, sorry. So that's everything that we received in our swag bag. If you were not one of the early birds, I enjoyed everything I got. So thank you to each one of our sponsors. I just want to say thank you. Okay, moving on to, let's see. The only thing that I done that was one of the swaps, I was a little overwhelmed because I didn't really know how they worked. I know we do a blessing box at ours, but I didn't know how theirs worked. And so I was a little nervous. I'm a new stitcher, and I know there are some of you linen stitchers that stitch absolutely beautiful. So to say I was intimidated to do like a scissor fob like I would make myself, I was too intimidated to do that. I did make a scissor fob, and I made a whole kit for the person that did receive the gift that I gave. The only swap that I done this year was the scissor exchange, and I absolutely loved the gift I got. And then the recipient of the one that I got, it's really neat because she loves my fobs that I make, my personal ones. And we had talked about me doing a custom for her already. So I was so excited that she got the whole kit that I'd done. And she really did appreciate it. So I received, or this is the box that I chose. And it was from, this is the letter or the note I got in it. It says, hope you like it, from your stitchy friend. I think it's Nerea Love, Nerea, on social media. And so these are the pair that I got. And of course, I have to make a beautiful scissor charm for these. So this is what it looks like. They're gorgeous. And they are a nice quality pair of scissors. And so I can't wait to make a pretty fob for that. And of course, that'll be in my Instagram feed as soon as I make it, because that'll be a fun one. The next thing that we received was this. Somebody in the EGA took the time to make these. There again, I am a Cricut user. These took a lot of time. These are for your threads. I don't know who done them, but thank you. So for those of you that don't know, each one of these folds has to be scored. And for them to have made 120 of these, it took a lot of time. So thank you, EGA, for this kind gift that y'all gave us. Y'all see how cool that is? Like, right? Like, it's so fun. I love these. And I just love the fact that y'all took the time to do these. And so I don't know if there was multiple people doing these or if it was one person, but thank you. Thank you for the time you invested in making these and gifting them to each attendee of the retreat. The next thing I got was gifted to me by Tanya, Needle and Bones. Y'all, I love tomatoes. Look, I have a whole tomato deal over here. But she got this on a retreat bag or a bag that she purchased. It wasn't a retreat bag. It was just a bag that she purchased. And she doesn't do tomatoes, so she kindly gifted it to me. So I was super appreciative. And then another friend of mine, she purchased this for me because I took her to Walmart. Like, I was like, you don't have to do anything. And I had grabbed it from Roveris, and she kindly bought it for me. And so how absolutely creative and adorable is this? Like, I love everything about this. So that's Roveris. It's just fabulous. Look at the detail on the little hive. So fun and cute. So that was gifted to me. Okay, moving on. These are the things that I purchased. I had a budget and I wanted to stay in that budget. And I did good. Like, I actually was under my budget. I could have went and done some more shopping, but I figured I got what I really, really wanted at the beginning, and so it was fine. I was fine with that. Okay, first thing I done was my friend Kim, Crafting with Sanity, was like, save money for Lucy Beam because you're going to go nuts when you see her stuff. And I was like, okay. So when I started shopping, that's the first place I went. Of course, I'm looking everywhere and I'm so overstimulated. I'm trying to take it all in, and then I'm trying to get stuff because everybody is like buying so fast. And I'm like, oh my word, like I want to look like kindly. I sell stuff, so I wanted to kindly like take the time to look at everybody's stuff, but then go purchase what I wanted before it was all gone. And so it was a little challenging. I got stuck over there, not stuck, but there was like a swarm of ladies over at Under the Sea Fabric. I don't know, like when I walked out, that's the first place I went. I don't know why, because I knew that's where everybody was going. Well, I think that's why, because everybody said first place you need to go is to the fabric. So I went to the fabrics and then went over here and then knew I could circle back to everybody else's. that being said, I got stuck over there. And I was like in the corner. And there was like ladies all around me. So I was like, excuse me, can I just get out? You know, trying to be kind, but like, I want to go shop. And then I was trying to find my sister, and she wandered off because I was trying to get a pattern that I thought she told me she wanted. And so she had already purchased the pattern. Anyways, back to Lucy Beam. So I had to go over there and see Becky and Bill and decide what I was going to get. And there were so many cute things. But as I said, I am a tomato stitcher. And so when I seen this pattern, I was like, oh my word, that is so adorable. I have to get it. I was going to try to take it out of this bag because I know that my light puts a glare on it, even though I have a diffuser, a light box, whatever you call it. Look at this pattern. How absolutely adorable is this pattern? Like, serious. Stitch always. And it's going to go perfect, like with my little tomato collection. Okay, so I had to, you know, get the floss drop. It's really just floss jewelry, if we're being honest. But she has it in a floss drop. I don't have any this big, so I was like, oh, that's perfect, you know. So this is what I purchased from her, was this set. Absolutely love it. Okay, the next thing I got, I don't know where to put everything. Trying to stay organized, was from Nessa's Needle Minder. I may have gotten a few things. I'm sorry if y'all hear crinkling, because I don't want there to be, but I also don't want there to be a huge glare. Me and my middle daughter are obsessed with piggy videos on Instagram. She's a pig lover. So I had to get this because it's a pig and it reminds me of her. And then I had to get this one because I like pretty things. I like making pretty things. I like pretty things. And this reminds me of a Jessie James bead. And it is absolutely adorable. So I purchased that one. That sucker is heavy, but it is adorable. Okay. Next thing I got was this little guy. Well, let me show this one first. My sister bought this one for me for my birthday. I just recently had a birthday. And so she told me, we'll wait until the retreat, and when you find something, I'll purchase it for you. So she found this at Nessa's Needle Minders, and she's like, I'm going to get you that because I know you're going to love it. So I love Highland cows. And so she purchased this for me. I absolutely love it. And these are needle minders. I think I'm going to use them as like my cart pretties. I don't know. We'll see. I may use them as a needle minder, but okay, here's the next one. How adorable is this one? So after my sister bought that one, Vanessa was like, I have another one that's got sunflowers on it, but I don't know where it's at. So she found it, and after I sat down, she brought it over to me. She's like, hey, Tammy, here's that other one. And I said, okay, put it with my stack, and I'll buy it from you. Okay, this little girl and the next one, I really had a hard time deciding on, so I got them both, right? Like, that's what we do. Okay, let me see. How adorable is she? Look at the freckles. Like, can you see the freckles? I don't know if you can. So the freckles and the tutu done it for me. I had to get them. Like, there was no leaving them behind. The next one, which is the last one that I got, she has a leopard dress on. And if you know me, I love leopard. I love all things leopard. And so she kind of reminds me of my grandbaby, except for she has different color hair. And so, how cute is she? She's got little earrings on. She's got, you know, just the gorgeous eyes. So, yep, I had to have her too. That's all I got from Nessa's Needle Minders. There were people that they bought like 3 or 4 things, and then I seen them going back like, I think 3 or 4 times. Okay, the next thing I got was Under the Sea fabrics. This is Anubis, and is not a normal color I would have chosen. It's not a thread count I normally would have chosen, but one night Tanya came in there and she was showing us what she got, and I love the color. It's on Ada, and it's a 16 count. I don't normally stitch on 16 count. I prefer, don't come at me, 22 count heart anger because I want tiny pretty stitches, but my brain will not let me stitch on linen because I can't, I don't know, there's just something, it's just too much, like it's too overwhelming. So I'm a heart anger stitcher. I don't know if that offends you, I'm sorry. Don't not watch my stuff though, because I stitch on heart anger. You know what, you can do what you want. Anyways, this is what I got. So I won a $25 gift card to Under the Sea Fabrics. Is a fabulous, sorry. Yeah, it's looking for my face. So it's a fabulous piece of fabric. Like I said, I won a $25 gift card, and so it cost me like, I want to say like 22 bucks, and I got the whole piece. It was $24 or 48 if you got the fat half, which is 26 by 36. It's $48. But because I had that $25 gift card, I went back and got it. I love it. I don't know what I'm going to stitch on it. And even if I stitch littles, because that's primarily what I stitch, because my ADHD brain can't let me stitch big pieces because I feel the need to hurry up and finish. But not like a hurry up and finish and be excited you're finished. Like, I have to see things done quickly or I get overwhelmed, and I'm just like, I don't know. I hate it that I'm that way, but I am. Okay, next thing I bought was a custom bag from my friend Tanya. Tanya is Needle and Bones over on Instagram. Y'all, her bags are fabulous. Number one, the zippers. The zippers and the quality of the fabric is fabulous. I love, this is a custom size for me. Thank you, Tanya. Because I primarily stitch littles. Most of her bags are fairly large. I think an 11 by 11 Q-snap goes in them, plus your fabric, your project, and your floss, right? Like, she does these front pockets for that. So they have a deep pocket. I mean, like, you know, I think I asked her, I don't remember the dimensions on this. I'm not even going to say I do. But inside fabric. And then I asked her to do this with the scissor fabric with the tomatoes, because I love scissors and tomatoes. So if y'all have not purchased a bag from Tanya and you like bags, do yourself a favor and go get some bags. Now, primarily, she does styles that are not my styles. She does dark colors and a lot of Halloweenish kind of stuff. Not dark. That's not the word I want. Not my style. I don't know what to say. But this time, she had some very sampler-esque fabric and bags, and they went fabulous. So she kind of branched out of her comfort zone a little bit, and she sold a ton of bags. I think she sold about half of what she had, and so I'm super excited. I love it when my friends succeed and I can celebrate with them. So if y'all have not supported her shop, please do. Okay, the next bag I said I was going to let y'all know. This is the Bag Lady. These are Debbie's bags, and I want to say it's an 11 by 11. And I asked her to make this custom as well because I'm like that. So it is leopard and black. And so, thanks, Debbie. Y'all oblige me, and I really do appreciate it. Okay, the next one was, oh my word, what do they call their shop? It is, I'm sorry. Oh, Market 327. And this is that wool blend felt. These are the colors I got. And so they're scrumptious. I love them. I wanted all of the colors, but you know, I was on a budget. So I was trying to stay within that budget. I got a lot of neutral tones that I could use. I have some projects in mind that I want to try, you know, because not everything we does works out every time. So there was one of these I kept cracking up because I was grabbing the same colors because that's what appealed to me, right? Now I did love some of this. I'm not going to remember what the fabric is called. It's like two-tone. Oh my word, I'm not going to remember. Sorry. Anyways, okay, I'm going to kind of try to show y'all just a little bit of what I got. These are the colors I got. Okay, grab my face. Okay, these are the colors I got because, I mean, those are fairly neutral colors. Some of them are not colors that I personally use, but I want to make projects for friends. And so we'll see if they work out. If they do, they'll be on my Instagram. Okay, that being said, I think this pretty much concludes the last of what I had to say about Stitching Texas Retreat. I did leave there at noon because I had a 5.5 hour trip home. So as much as I would have loved to have stayed there until 4 o'clock on Sunday, I chose to leave at noon. I didn't want to, but you know, I think it was a wise decision. So I would just like to say thank you for allowing me to be a local maker. Thank you for allowing me to set my shop up. Thank you to everybody that bought something. Like, y'all, I had a goal in mind and I would have been perfectly happy with it, but I doubled my goal. And so you made my whole weekend. Like, I left there so excited. And so thank you for loving my crafty creations. I like making pretty things. And so, you know, I was a little shocked that like the zipper pulls didn't go that well, but I know that for next year, like I will probably be making more of my pretty blingy charms. So I have gotten, I think, 4 or 5 custom orders. And so I have been shopping and getting ready for making those. And so I just want to say thank you. Thank you to all the vendors. Thank you to the sponsors. Thank you, Tina, for hosting the Stitching Texas Retreat. And thank you to each one of the committee members that put your time and your effort and your love into it. So that concludes the retreat the retreat recap, sorry. And so that's all. So until next time, I'm over an hour, goodness. So until next time, I just want to say thank you for stopping by, for seeing what I got, for listening to my retreat recap. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed weekend. Today's Thursday, so I will be trying to get this up today or tomorrow. I'm not sure, but have a happy Mother's Day to those of you that are a mother. And I just want to say happy Mother's Day, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Okay, bye.